All right. So today we're going to talk about leadership and team building with respect to what's happening out there, with respect to what's happening in this economy and how quickly you can start getting things together. All right. The alarm has been sounded and everybody kind of thinking, oh, what's going to happen in 23? What's going to happen in 24? What's going to happen in 25? And how prepared are you? And how important is the team? So I'm going to speak specifically on one thing today. All right. Just for a few minutes here together. So I won't spend a lot of time on who am I and stuff. You can look that up, and I'm looking forward to meeting you once we get on a call to see how I can serve you. But while the word might scare you, or you get into this routine when you think of recession, economic disruption, it's critical that you, as a leader, as a business owner, as a company, as an executive, to forge ahead. Right? Your job as that leader is to forge ahead and build a plan that is got tangible solutions, that's going to deploy all the tactics, all the energy that it needs to not just survive, you want to thrive. In every economy, somebody's going down, somebody's going up. Are you thriving or are you surviving? Okay. There are strategies that once you learn, you can win. There are strategies to it. That's why wars are won, economic, financial, and all that good stuff, right? So even in the darkest times, there are always opportunities to capitalize on. But where are you with respect to that and with respect to your team? I don't want you to let this fear stop you. And if it is fear that you're having, we can overcome that very, very quick. Lesson 7, as a matter of fact. All right. We're just talking about that with somebody. So don't let this fear stop you from achieving the greatness that you deserve. Okay. You deserve this greatness, but this fear could be stopping you. But I don't want you to waste this crisis. I don't want you to waste this time. I want you to really become successful, to thrive in every way. And once you change your thinking of how this is, things will start happening, right? At any time, a recession could be coming. At any time, a company could be purchased and run out. But are you prepared, right? So now the alarm has been sounded, and it is here, right? Three quarters of Americans think that, oh my God, so many layoffs, so many this, so many that. But do you really believe that that's what's going to happen to you? Do you see it? Like, look at the website, look at CNN. 75% of likelihood are things that we are already here. We're already in this kind of downturn stuff. But this is not a negative day here for you, negative news. I'm telling you that you just have to be prepared and awake as a leader. It's your job. It's your duty. It's your duty to expand and grow and thrive, not just survive, right? Doesn't matter where the housing cost is going. It doesn't matter where the price of cars is going. Your job as a leader is to work with what you got and with your team to expand. The warning signs are always going to be out there. But what's happening inside of you here? What's happening, right? Are you going in the right direction or the wrong direction? But we can get into the definitions of what's really defining a recession and all this economics indicators and the GDP stuff. But you know what? Uh, it gets fairly daunting, right? So I just wanted to consider a few factors, right? Just not a lot, just few factors. The bottom line is, are you prepared? Because you could only deal with what you have. You can only deal with the team that you've got, with the company that you got, with the order you got. But how are you thinking? How big, right? It happens all the time. It happens. How many recessions have happened over the last 50 years? The key is, what can you do now as a leader and with your team to thrive, not just to survive? Because frankly speaking, these ideas out there, this negative stuff that keeps happening, is even the recession word is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If enough people talk about it, if enough people begin to react based on what they're hearing, and they're hearing a lot of negative, guess what? They will start conserving the cash. They will start collecting a little bit more in the accounts if they're receiving the cash. They will start, reducing their credit card transaction. They will start to decrease their inventories. They will start to lessen the amount of labor that they have. They will start to lessen the amount of vacations. It's not coming from me. This is worldwide. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But how is that related to you as a leader, you as a team? The key is, like, what are you willing to do about it? Peter Drucker said the best way to predict the future is to create it. Okay? Peter Drucker said the best way to predict the future is to create it. So what are you creating with your team? What are you creating in your environment? That's what I've done for 25 years. in steel making and manufacturing plants. And that's my specialty if you go back and look at my history. So whether you're a small person, small business owner, a big, a solopreneur, a Fortune 500 executive, which I love working with all of you, you must have this arsenal of tactics, this arsenal of strategies to help you minimize the impact that a recession or a downturn can do on you. How does your business going to perform? Never mind the finances, right? It will affect it, but what are the things that you can? What are some of the things? Now, there's a lot of things that we can talk about. I'm going to talk about one thing today only, right? You and the team. All right, can be here forever. It's going to talk about you and the team because we're going to keep this to like 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes or so. But there's always, I'd like to give you a little bit more, right? So currently, if you think about it from a team perspective, as a leader, it's your responsibility to engage the people at work. It's your job. If you don't think it is, it is. Doesn't matter how high up. If you're the highest seat in that company, it's you. How are you doing with your managers and how the manager with the supervisor all the way down? Now, according to the Gallup globally, right, only 36% of US employees are engaged. So you can see how many are not engaged. Now, what if that number drops down to 20 when this negative stuff happening around you? Let's add some tough economic times to the mix because most likely it's going to happen. The recession is given. If you look back, it's going to happen. What are you doing about it? How many can you afford to have come to work and they're disengaged? See, the moment it is confirmed that it's inevitable, you have to make sure that everyone in the company is well aware of who this common enemy is, right? Your job is to keep everyone on the same page mentally, physically, and where they need to be in these tough times. And as a leader and as a manager and as an owner, it's your job to get out of there as quick as possible. The key in achieving this is team and leadership, is in getting full alignment with your team. Now, obviously, we cannot do all that on a call, but you have to figure out how to achieve this alignment. See, once you have everyone rowing in the same direction, once you have everyone going with you along the way, it's easier to navigate these rough waters. And there are rough waters, challenging economic time, challenging conditions, downsizing, losing order, all that kind of stuff. But sometimes, no matter how hard you try, as you're trying to build that team, as you try to engage this new vision of yours, you will have a lot of detractors, a lot of naysayers. Now, you have to step up. And it's not an easy thing to do, but you have to step up. And to those people who are not going along with you, they're not willing to change, these detractors and naysayers, you're going to say, you know what? We love you, but we will miss you. See, every great leader knows that this needs to be done, but very few of them do it. Only 3, 4, 5% are successful. But it's critical to start communicating at that level for the survival of any organization so that you can be thriving. At a time when people are being hit with all this news and mostly is negative out there, it's your job as the leader, it's your job as the team builder to do this and communicate it openly and transparently. This doesn't need to be fancy. Room meetings, town hall meetings, review meetings, yeah, going on the floor meeting in the pulpit, meeting on the station floor, right? Morning meetings with them. You just gotta start doing. Leaders must have these practices in place to support the well-being and commit to this exceptional communication. It has to be transparent, it has to be open, it has to be easy to understand. Your job is to prepare for this retention, as I call it, and resilience, right? And is so much more important than anything else you could focus on. Yeah, we got to worry about the finances. Yeah, we got to worry about the cost. Yeah, we got to worry about the cost of goods and cost of material, cost of labor, and then the incoming contractors and all that stuff. But you know what? You're preparing for this retention. You're preparing, and the resilience of how this community is very, very key. It's your job to figure out how to thrive. I want you to remind your team that how much it's going to happen as you overcome this thing together as a company and as an organization, and out of this crisis. And we're always in and out of one. The opportunity is going to come, and this is going to pass. You have to reassure them that this will pass. Now, if you want to learn more about this, and if you want to spend some more time with me, I'm sure you can find out more about me somewhere here on LinkedIn, somewhere here on YouTube. You should be able to connect, and would love to converse with you more on this. The next thing that I'm going to talk about, probably the next one, is going to be about leaving everybody with an impression of increase. because as you bring in change to a place, it's going to seen as, oh my God, the new guy on the block, this was happening. So no, but how can you leave them with an impression of grace? How can they feel more? So we're going to talk about that in more detail. But so if this resonated with you, if this is exciting, if this is something you want to work on, reach out, and I look forward to hearing you. Have an amazing weekend. Be blessed, and remember, you can do it.